And of course, talking with your school-age child about heading back to class is a powerful way to ease fears, but what about a hands-on workshop? If you know Emily Roberts, as many of us do here in the community, and I'm just meeting you for the first time, you're known as the Guidance Girl.
Yes, the Guidance Girl.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Fun. So we can talk about a lot of things, not just girls are dealing with, but boys too.
Yeah.
Entering those middle school years, those high school years are tough. Let's kind of get an overview. I mean, there's a lot of anxiety out there this week.
Right, and what's happening is when they go back into the school atmosphere, they're picking up on other kids' anxieties as well. So if you walk into any elementary school or any high school for that matter, it's like deer in the headlights. Everybody's very anxious about what's to come.
Toughest thing I'm hearing, you know, I've got young daughters, is making friends.
It is really difficult to make friends, especially with that transition from middle school to high school or even new schools. Things change over the summer. It's been a long time since they've seen those friends. So what we really like to do is talk to girls on how to make good friends. What is a good friend? What are things that you can do to communicate better with your friends or your parents on the struggles that you're having? But also, why choose a friend? Just because they're popular or just because they're wearing the cute clothes, whatever that may be. These are things we hear, and that's what girls are saying indicates a good friend. So we're trying to really help girls make quality friends.
And that's what these workshops are about. So they're really designed just for girls to get around in a little group and really talk about common things that they're all feeling?
Absolutely. So my colleague Jane and I started the Talking Room a few years ago after being in our private practices and finding that a lot of the adolescents we were working with, they really didn't need therapy. What they needed was a place where they could go and express themselves and gain tools and skills to feel better. They don't get this at school. They don't get this in a lot of groups. Even though they're doing soccer or basketball, they really don't have the skills and the language to express themselves and feel good about, you know, themselves, really. I think
he had a point, too. They don't have the language. I mean, young people that I know, my daughter's friends, they're texting a lot. They're in this social world, it's an artificial world, so to really reach out and communicate feelings and fears, that's tough stuff.
It is, and so actually, I'm really glad you brought that up. We do a lot of workshops on digital dilemmas and managing digital dilemmas and managing the overwhelm. Like, what do you do when someone texts you something negative? What do you do when someone Facebooks you this? A lot of times parents don't have the opportunity to have that answer either. And so by asking us and by working with groups of girls their own age, they really find that they have solutions for these problems that are now so common. They used to not be.
And what's great too is they can share them with other friends and take them into high school.
Right, absolutely.
And into real life afterward.
Absolutely. And we really work on developing the skills that these girls really need for the rest of their life, so they don't have to go to therapy, so they can actually have the language and the skills before they even get to middle school or high school. We start with girls at age 5.
That young?
Well, they're saying now, and through a lot of the research, 9 years old is when the decline of self-esteem happens for girls. And you've seen that a lot. When test scores for math and science go down, it's also the awareness of maybe I'm not as good as so-and-so, or maybe I need to be in track or soccer like so-and-so. They're doing a lot of comparing. So if we can get them before that point, or even after that point, but, you know, proactively choose to help them make better choices and have a better opportunity to have positive self-talk, then we're able to make a difference, I think.
Fascinating. Quick overview. So the website's guidancegirl.com with some more advice on where to find those workshops, things like that. Emily Roberts, so glad you came in.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Appreciate
Happy Monday.
it.
So.